Hi guys, thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm doing olive green semi-smoky eyes and a classic red lip, and there's a still shot of the finished look. So let's jump right in. I had already done my eyebrows off camera and applied my Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay Concealer and set that with a skin tone shade eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with the lightest brown from the Juvia's Place palette. Y'all know that is my favorite palette. It stays sold out, and it's the Nubian 1 because there is a Nubian 2 now. So just putting that in my transition shade, and then I'm going in with a cream colored matte shadow from the e.l.f. Little Black Beauty Book Warm Edition. And I'm decided to start putting my highlight shade on before I add any more colors. Now I'm using the e.l.f. smudge pot in the color Cruisin' Chic as a base, lightly tapping that on. And then I decided to go back and warm up the crease some more, so I went back into the Nubian 1 palette and added a darker brown, just to give me more definition in the crease. And then I went back into the e.l.f. Little Black Beauty Book palette and used that olive smoky green color, and that is just going right on the lid. I'm tapping that on with my favorite brush, the Sigma E55 shader, cleaning up the edges and keeping the color mostly on the lid. And so now I was just smoothing it out. I'm going back in with a darker brown from the Nubian 1 palette to further define the crease, because I just wasn't satisfied with how it had turned out. And then I went in with the darkest brown to kind of deepen up the outer V and give my eyes a little more shape and definition. And I was not happy with my highlight, so I went back and added a little bit more of that. And I wasn't really feeling good this morning. I had a really bad case of allergy flare-up. It was really windy here the last few days, so my eyes were itching and not cooperating, and I had a splitting headache. So if I look a little bit zoned out, that's what the problem was. So now I had put some some color on my tear duct in that previous clip. I'm going in with my NYC liquid liner to lightly line my upper lash line, and I just could not seem to get that straight, so you see me going over it several times. The other eye was a hot mess, so I cut that out altogether because I figured you didn't need to see me struggling. So then I decided to use this foundation that I got with my Beauty Insider points from Sephora. It's Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer, and since I've been outside a little bit more, I thought that this shade would work out, but when I put it on, I realized it was a little bit too dark. And I think this is Golden Honey or Golden Caramel or something like that. So I did that one part of my face and I was like, that's not going to work. I went in with my L'Oreal True Match in the shade W7 to kind of even it out. And then I mixed what I had left of the Clinique on my palette with some more of this L'Oreal True Match to do the rest of my face. And I'm using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to buff that into the skin and blend it out. I guess I'm not as tanned as I thought I was. But anyway, it wore well, and I'll probably use it again. That sample, like I said, came with some of my Sephora order. I used some of my Beauty Insider points to get it. And I'm just pinching the brush to get the bridge of my nose and make sure I get it buffed in around my brows and the edges of my hairline without removing any brow product. And I don't know why it was like out of focus right there, but my husband borrowed my camera and I just could not seem to get the settings right. Like I said, this morning was a hot mess. I wasn't feeling good, and then the lighting was a little bit off and the focus was not right. So finally, I'm doing my concealer. This is my Bare Skin Serum Concealer. I just tap that on and then blend it in with a e.l.f. Perfect Concealer brush. And that concealer I really like. I don't have to do a lot of color correcting when I use it. It covers my dark circles really well. And then once I get that blended in, I'm going to go back and set my under eye area with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I love. I'm almost out of that though. And I'm going to try the brightening powder next for just my under eye area. And I take some more of that translucent to set the rest of my face, mostly concentrating on my T-zone area because that's where I get the most oily throughout the day. And as soon as I finished doing that, I moved on to blush, and I'm trying something new. I've been using the Milani Romantic Rose forever, but this is the e.l.f. blush palette in dark. And at first it looked like I had too much color on, so I kind of blended it out as best I could. Then I went back with my foundation brush and lightly went over it just to diffuse the color. So now I'm lightly lining my lower lash line with my dark brown shadow from the Wet n Wild Milano palette and curling my lashes before I do my all-time favorite mascara, which I'm sure you guys probably know. I mention it in every video. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex. And once I got that on, it was time to move on to the lips. So I used a LA Girl Endless Semi-Permanent Auto Lip Liner, and I got this in an Ipsy bag a few months back. It's in the color Marvelous, and I was planning to use an e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Wine, which you'll see me apply right after I finish my lips. Sorry, I was out of frame. I kept checking the viewfinder and trying to make sure I was staying in frame. So when I went in with this color, it looked a lot more pink on my lips than it did the first time I tried it. So I thought maybe I could make it work, but the eyes were just too warm and this lipstick was just too pink. So what I decided to do was to get a liquid suede by NYX and go over it in the shade Kitten Heels, and I did not record that, so this is what it turned out looking like with that shade on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. Have a fabulous day.